So hopefully by now you got to see my Borderlands 4 review in progress. Still some things to definitely iron out in this game, but one of the biggest ones actually is controls. And I'm very, very surprised actually that Borderlands has shipped, at least for controller players, in such a weird state. And I want to help you guys out and give you guys a little bit better rationales to what's going on and why the game feels so slow, at least in aiming, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you go over your options menu, right, I want you to go to options, and then I want you to go to controls, and then under controls, I want you to go to advanced. And under here, by default, you're going to see that all of your dead zones are high. And what does this mean is the game is not accepting input until you push the stick a lot farther than normal. We call that eating inputs. It was something that Halo did, and I talked a lot about in my review about how I feel like this game really plagiarized a lot from Halo, but I'm feeling like more and more the template of this game was based on Halo 5's aiming structure. But anyways, dead zones in this game, turn them off. Just flat out turn them off. Completely zero everything you see on this screen. Now, there is a chance that after you do that, you will have some stick drift. It's going to depend on your controller. If you have stick drift, obviously, then you're going to go back in to those menu options and you're going to change these to slightly higher numbers depending on if it's your left or right stick that's starting to drift. It obviously this is designed to prevent that from happening. They went way overboard in this, and because they went so high, that's what's causing so much just animosity, obviously, I think in the community. A lot of people saying their character feels like they're walking through cement, or it's sloggish, and it is. Now, obviously, it's a very fast-paced game. You got the grappling hook, you got the jetpack, you're sliding, you're running around, you're going crazy. Why they would do this with the controls really baffles me, and I couldn't figure it out last night why I was fighting the controllers so hard. And then it dawned on me, I need to look at the settings a little bit further because the dead zone is off. Additionally, and this is just preference, the default look sensitivity is actually a little bit lower than normal, and I have found that about 1.5 seems to be the sweet spot. I still think it's maybe a little sluggish, but you can definitely tell that when you're moving and looking around with your stick, on top of the dead zone stuff, you're going to find that your sensitivity does not feel the same as Borderlands 3, and really just kind of the same of all first-person shooters. It just doesn't feel clean. So I found bumping these up to 1.5 for me made a pretty significant difference in actual gameplay. Now, the one other thing I want to mention here is under the cursor friction and cursor speed. I'm looking at my notes here. All right, so you'll notice that even though we just adjusted dead zones in the game, you're going to still have dead zones in the menu. And if you don't believe me, take your cursor and move your stick very slowly to the left or right, and look at how much pressure you have to move before your cursor actually starts moving. I'm looking at my controller. It's probably like, I'm going to say 10 or 11 degrees before the actual cursor moves. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. This is something that I will be championing for a fix immediately on the subreddits and stuff because this sucks. But the only way to get around that right now is you're menuing a lot. We talked a lot about this in my review of how bad the menuing is in this game, and so much menuing, is you want to adjust this cursor speed number a little bit. It's going to help. It's going to get you moving in the right direction. But unfortunately, if you put the cursor speed too high, you're going to be flying all over the map. It's going to be kind of difficult to hone in on something. So I will give them credit. They have actually implemented a thing called cursor friction. And what it basically does is when you hit something, your cursor actually slows down. So I'm going to go ahead and put a really high cursor friction on just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And when I move, look at how slow my cursor is now. It's super fast. It hits the thing, it's slow. It goes fast again. Fast, slow, right? Cursor friction is going to be your friend until they figure out the dead zones in the menu. So adjust this to your comfort level. But the idea now with the menu, honestly, is you're going to go flying Mach 10 into a menu, and then you're going to let the cursor friction snap you in place so that you can make your adjustments. I think it's really, really stupid, but that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. So really, more than anything else, I wanted to just put out those two things. Set your dead zone to 0. Set your cursor stuff, your friction and your speed to a more tolerable menu leveling for menuing, and I think it'll help. I hope you found this video interesting and informative. Pass it on to a friend. I guarantee you somebody else is struggling with and they don't know about it, and I don't want to see that happen because this is an amazing game, but maxing out Dead Zone is a really, really stupid thing to do. I don't know why they did it. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.